It's getting really hard to write off what's happening between Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez as mere coincidence. Because when you start lining up the clues hidden in their music, the lyrics, the imagery, the timing, it starts to look like something more intentional. Something emotional. Maybe even a private conversation that's unfolding across years, disguised as art. Both artists have gone through separate journeys since their highly publicized breakup, but their creative output still seems to echo each other in ways that feel too specific to be random. And one of the clearest examples of that starts with a road, a literal highway. Justin Bieber just dropped his new album Swag, and one of the most talked about tracks is called 405. That title might sound like just another cool reference, until you hear the lyrics. Justin sings about being on the 405 freeway with his girl in the passenger seat, a scene painted with the kind of vivid detail that sounds like a real memory. On 405 on the dash with your ass in the passenger seat. Blue sky painted red. Sunset looks different on you. That's not just poetic. It's personal. And it becomes even more intriguing when you realize Selena Gomez had already referenced that exact same freeway years earlier. In her emotional ballad Camouflage, she sang, "Riding alone on the 405. Life's so fragile, it's like I could cry. If that's the last time I'd see you again." Same highway. Two songs. Two totally different vibes, one nostalgic and romantic, the other melancholic and fragile. But both incredibly raw. And both undeniably tied to that same stretch of road. That alone feels like more than coincidence. But the road isn't the only shared detail. Let's talk about Daisies, the breakout track from Justin's new album. On the surface, it's a catchy song with emotional undertones, but when you take a closer listen to the lyrics, you'll find even more parallels with Selena's past work. In Daisies, Justin sings, throwing petals like, "Do you love me or not? Head is spinning and it don't know when to stop." If that sounds familiar, it should. Back in 2010, Selena released a song called Round and Round with the lyrics, "Love me or love me not. I'm staring at the clock. I pick them flower petals off and then I watch them drop." The symmetry between these lyrics is undeniable. Both use flower petals as a metaphor for romantic uncertainty. Both question love. Both use the age-old daisy petal game to symbolize emotional confusion. But the most striking part? It's the exact same flower. And here's where it goes even deeper. Selena's favorite perfume, yes, her actual go-to scent, is called Daisy. She's worn daisy flowers in her hair on multiple occasions, especially during her Revelation era. And her dog? Her dog is named Daisy. It's safe to say this flower holds real meaning in her life. So when Justin releases a song called Daisies that dives into themes of love, regret, and unanswered questions, it doesn't feel accidental. It feels specific. Intentional. Like a subtle message wrapped in melody. And we're still not done. In that same song, Justin asks, "You said forever, baby. Did you mean it or not?" Which is heartbreakingly similar to Selena's words in her song Love Will Remember. "Love will remember you and love will remember me. Forever will forever be ours. Even if we try to forget, love will remember." The parallels aren't just poetic. They're almost like echoes. As if both of them are processing the same emotional wound in different ways, years apart. But still connected. Then there's the digital age pain, the kind we all know too well. In Daisies, Justin says, "You leave me on read, babe, but I still get the message." Instead of a line, it's 3 dots, but I can connect them. That one hits hard. Anyone who's ever been ghosted or left on read knows exactly what those 3 dots mean. The silent communication. The hope. The disappointment. Now compare that to Selena's lyric from Adios, "If I leave you on scene, why do you call me? Don't play dumb. If I got you on low, it's because I don't want drama anymore." Again, different tones. But the same painful experience of digital disconnection. Same silence. Same frustration. And it keeps happening, lyrically, emotionally, symbolically. Now, let's talk about the album title itself, Swag. On the surface, it might seem like Justin just wanted a cool, confident name for his project. But if you remember Selena's song Nobody Does It Like You from her 2013 Stars Dance album, you'll recall this lyric: your eyes, your lips, your touch. This toxic twisted rush. Your sexy kind of swag. The best I ever had. At the time, fans knew she was singing about Justin. That word, swag, was how she described him. It stuck. So when Justin names his entire album Swag more than a decade later, is it a coincidence? Or is it a callback? A nod to the way she once saw him? If it's not personal, it's at the very least a brilliant piece of layered marketing. And just when you think you've spotted every breadcrumb, there's another one waiting: timing. Selena released her confessional album I Said I Love You First in March. Guess whose birthday is in March? Justin Bieber's. A few months later, Justin dropped Swag in July. Guess who was born in July? That's right, Selena Gomez. So not only are the lyrics aligned and emotionally charged, but the release schedules themselves seem like they were planned to match each other's most significant months. That can't be coincidence. That feels like intention. Like they're offering musical tributes to each other, whether they'll ever admit it publicly or not. Now here's something even more symbolic: butterflies. On Butterflies, a track from Swag, Justin sings, "These butterflies won't go away." It's an obvious metaphor for lingering emotions, unresolved tension, and nervous energy that refuses to die down. But here's what's wild: Selena had already used butterflies in the same way. In her 2020 Rare music video, butterflies are everywhere, floating through the frame as a visual representation of delicate, unresolved feelings. It was all about rebirth, emotional transformation, and things left unsaid. Then not long after, Justin opened his Justice tour with giant images of glowing blue butterflies. The repetition of this imagery, from video to tour to album, suggests more than just aesthetic. It suggests connection. Continuity. A story told through symbols that span years and projects. And the vocal similarities don't stop there. Selena's track Talk includes some vocal edits that led fans to believe it might actually feature Justin. Her voice was processed and stylized in such a way that listeners were genuinely split. Some heard her. Some swore it was him. And the timing raised eyebrows. Then on Justin's track Yukon, he sings in a completely different register: soft, higher-pitched, borderline feminine. It's unlike anything he's done before. Again, fans speculated, was this influenced by Selena's vocal style? Were they pulling from the same emotional palette? Was this just experimentation or something more symbolic? When you add up all of this, the same road, the same flower, the same animal, the same birthday months, the butterfly visuals, the overlapping lyrics, the vocal stylings, it feels less like coincidence and more like art imitating life. And maybe that's the point. Maybe Justin and Selena aren't writing these songs for chart dominance or fan service. Maybe they're writing them because they still have something to say to each other. Maybe not directly. Maybe not in a way that either of them will ever acknowledge publicly. But in the only way they know how: through music. Through art. Because sometimes, the person you once loved doesn't disappear when the relationship ends. They linger in your mind. In your emotions. In your memories. And if you're a songwriter, they'll show up in your lyrics. In the melodies. In the symbols that only the two of you really understand. And maybe that's what we're witnessing here: not a rekindled romance, but an artistic echo. A way of saying, I remember. I still feel it. Even if it's over. So now the question is, what do you think? Are we seeing a quiet, poetic exchange between two artists who still influence each other from afar? Or are we just projecting meaning onto random creative choices? Is Justin really dropping hidden messages to Selena in Swag? Or is it all just wishful thinking from fans who can't let go of Yelena? Let us know in the comments, because this story definitely doesn't end here. And if you're into this kind of deep dive, into the music, the meaning, the mystery, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Daily Celeb Spill, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video. Because trust me, we've got even more clues that didn't make it into this one. From unreleased lyrics to unexpected shoutouts, the Selena and Justin connection keeps evolving in ways no one saw coming. And we'll be here, breaking it all down, one clue at a time.